What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're doing a video on a team that obviously does not need my help whatsoever, but I went back and looked at the last time I did a video on the Thunder, and it was November 8th, which is pretty long ago at this point, obviously. But one thing we do know, while the Thunder used to have a lot of success in the 2K sim, I don't feel like that's really the case anymore. So let's come in and do a Thunder rebuild in 2K25, even though it really isn't needed, but maybe in the 2K landscape it is. So let's go ahead, jump in and do this Thunder video since we haven't done one in so damn long. Before we get into today's video, make sure guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 57% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed, so if you do fall in that 57%, want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated as we're on the road to 50,000 subs. Obviously, the Thunders picked up a big win over the Boston Celtics yesterday, and we all know what the Thunder look like. They're more than likely going to potentially win a championship this season. They are definitely up there, especially the favorites in the West, and then they could probably go win it all. So we'll see if that happens in 2K. One thing I've obviously noticed, and it usually does not, the Thunder usually don't have success in the 2K sim. It used to be like that, but I don't know. For whatever reason, maybe an update happened, or I don't remember if it was last year's 2K or maybe it was this one, but I remember once upon a time, they used to win it like all the damn time, and they just don't anymore. Didn't Caruso get extended, by the way? I feel like he did, but 2K doesn't have it in there. I could be wrong. Maybe he never did. I would have to look into it. But regardless, let's just go ahead, simulate the rest of year one. Let's see how this Thunder team finishes out. And one thing we also have to keep in mind is this team is still loaded with a few draft picks in the future. So this team is only going to continue to get better, whether or not they want to make trades for veterans or just continue to add young players. So we'll see the direction we take it. I'm hoping to win at least 2 championships today, but like I said, it might be tough to even win one based off how 2K disrespects this team, but we'll see how it goes. So at the end of year one, Shea wins MVP, Stephon Castle Rookie of the Year, Jonas Valanciunas is your 6th-man young offensive player, Ahmed Thompson Most Improved, and Trae Young is your clutch player, and Mark is your Coach of the Year. So in fact, I was correct. Caruso did sign to an extension, and he signed that back in December. How does 2K not have that in the game already? I actually am very confused on that, which is wild. So I did go ahead and put his extension in, but obviously Shea made All-NBA first team. But that is kind of crazy to think about, that Caruso was extended back in December, and 2K has just never put the contract in the game, which is so weird to me. Also, I made sure he didn't regress so damn much, because obviously Caruso is one of those guys that does. He's going to have a big contract until he's 35 years old. Then obviously him regressing would be kind of unfortunate. So, because this is a long contract, we would have to get rid of it if he started to get worse. So I pushed his peak end age up quite a bit, so hopefully he doesn't regress like crazy. With that all being said, we're the first seed in the West, and here are your we went 65-17. So obviously a landslide above the rest of the West. So 33 points from Shea, 21 from Jalen Williams, 16 from Chet, 11 from Aaron Wiggins, 10 from Lou Dort, 10 from Isaiah Hartenstein, 9 from Joe, 8 from Wallace, and 7 from Caruso, 6 from AJ Mitchell. So let's look at this rotation. So it's a 9-man rotation, and this is what the proficiency should look like. What is the proficiency, by the way? It's 4.5 balance. Let's go ahead and move, I guess, our coach's preferred system, because I want to do everything in our power to make sure we win a championship right now. Because like I said, I feel like the Thunder never do. It's usually like the Mavericks or the Knicks that win it, or the Timberwolves too. But so Chet is starting at power forward. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to finding a way to put, I guess in this scenario, putting Chet as the starting center, and then Hartenstein goes down to the bench for the playoffs. Like, I wouldn't mind that at all if we did something like that. But I do understand doing it this way too. So I guess we'll leave it how it is and just see how it goes. We get to play the Mavericks, which, like I said, one of those teams that always finds a way to win a championship in year one, it feels like. Now, they don't have Kyrie Irving, so that should help us out, but we shall see. Some of the current round, and we will be up 3-2, and we go to a game 7. So game 7 against the Mavericks here. So if we lose in round 1, that would obviously be really unfortunate. But I assume in real life, if this did happen, that the Thunder would win easily here. And 2K, like I said, man, oh, wait a minute. We forced overtime, and that was way too close for comfort. Shea almost had to drop 60 points for us to win that game 7. So pretty wild. He's averaging 45 in the playoffs, by the way. So Shea, you freaking stud. And now we draw the team, like I said, that's one of those teams that always goes on to win it all. So this one's going to be tougher. So game 1 goes to Minnesota. Game 2, there it is, man. So 3-0, and they're going to sweep us, aren't they? Unless we come back from this. Oh, wait a minute. We're not dead. 3-2. We've won 2 straight. What we got to do is win a third one in a row, and then we got an interesting game 7 on our hands. And if we can win this one, which would be wild, but it's not going to happen. So, as I mentioned, we don't win a championship, and I remotely never see the Thunder win it usually. So that is why I think this video is, it makes sense to happen. In real life, no, not at all. But in this scenario where the Thunder are disrespected in 2K, I think it makes sense for me to jump in and try to help the cause. So we have the 15th pick via the Miami Heat, which is nice. And then that's it, I think. I don't think we have any, or I guess we have, well, we have a swap with the Clippers too, don't we? I just don't see it. 15 and 20 in this draft. Okay, so at 15 and 20 in this draft, Mark will obviously remain the head coach, and now we'll head to draft night. Now, this team is clearly in contention and win now mode. So do we really want to add 2 more rookies to this team with 15 and 20? Maybe. I wouldn't rule it out, but I mean, there's also possibilities of making trades too. Now, one thing we need to keep in mind is obviously Chet and J-Dub, I believe, are both up for contract extensions this offseason. Actually, both of them have a team option. So this is the last year where they'll both be very cheap. So it might be in our best interest to go for a swing move if we can. So like, we could use Isaiah Joe's contract. We can use Mitchell's salary. We can use Wiggins' salary. I know those 2 players, or those 3 players, or 2 players at least, Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, are big parts of what the Thunder do. But if there's a trade partner that we could find, that'd be a really good player to bring in. I wouldn't mind it. So for me, obviously Nikola Topic is also another trade chip if we wanted to use him. Who knows what his role will be when he's eventually healthy. Casey Wallace, is he extended this offseason, or has he got a team option left? He's got 2 years left. Okay, so Wallace and Lou Dort, to me, remains the shooting guard rotation. Jalen Williams remains at the 3. And then Caruso and Jalen Williams will be our small forward rotation. So if we did do anything, it'd probably be to target a brand new power forward to where Chet can play the 5 and Hartenstein could play the backup 5, basically. Or we could find a bench piece that we like too. That's also a possibility. So I'm going to look at all the possibilities before we just jump in and draft at 15 and 20. Because there might be a guy we can bring in that could help us win a championship next year, which is kind of what I am thinking about right now. So I actually have an idea to where we don't have to affect our rotation much at all. So what I'm going to try to do, this is only going to add to our rotation, but instead of adding 2 rookies to this team, this would be kind of a, I guess, well, he was traded at the deadline, and of course we all know what happened, but I'm kind of liking the idea of trying to trade for Mark Williams from the Hornets to be our backup 5 next year. And then he's got $6 million on his contract this year, and if he needs to be paid next year, then maybe we have to let him walk for nothing, which we'll discuss when we get there. But basically, what I want to try to do is he's not making much money at all. So I was hoping I could kind of match it with Nikola Topic's salary, so where the Hornets could buy low on Nikola Topic and see what they could do with him. I just don't know if Nikola would ever have a role here in OKC with Shea in the way and all that. So I think if we can get Mark Williams, another 5-man in here. Now, obviously, injuries are a concern, but if we can offer them 15 and 20 plus Nikola Topic for Mark Williams, I think that'd be a win. So let's see what they say, and they agree. So just like that, it's 2 first-round picks and also Nikola Topic. It's late picks as well. We still have our future draft picks, of course. But I didn't think there was any need to add any rookies, and instead we add Mark Williams. As long as he's healthy, he'll be playing a backup center role. Should be a really good addition off the bench for us, which is why I like that. So, and then you'll have to, worry about obviously Chet and J-Dub's contracts next year, and then Mark Williams as well. But we also could technically make another big addition if we wanted to, because we didn't really trade any major salary. So we're not adding rookies to this team at this point. Maybe next year when we have a higher lottery pick potentially. But we could accept literally every single one of these, because if nothing else, these guys are salary fillers in another trade if we want to make one. So Flagler, Dugas, or Dukas, that's an interesting name. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. And Brandon Carlson, won't worry about any of those guys. So do we have any important free agents to worry about? No. So nothing is here for us to worry about right now. Now, technically, we could sign a free agent, but I think I'd rather just keep our books open, because we know how good AJ Mitchell can be in the simulation. Casey Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, and Caruso. But again, Wiggins and Caruso to me are expendable if we decide to do that. And then Karen Williams. So if we were ever going to do anything, it would definitely be at the backup power forward spot. It would have to be a really good player to bring in here to do something like that. But I don't know who I'd want to go for. I was kind of looking around the league, but I'm not signing anybody in free agency. So just go straight to player progression. If we make this trade, it's going to be late. So Lou Dort does regress, which is a little unfortunate to see. Mark Williams up to an 84. Chet and J-Dub are both developed, which is nice. Obviously, this is the big 3 to worry about. So if we bring in a power forward here, it's going to have to be somebody that doesn't need to score the ball much. Like, I like the idea of Jonathan Isaac, but we'd be giving up way too much to get a player like that. We need somebody better than that if we were going to do that. So I might explore one last trade possibility with Wiggins and Joe, but if I don't see anything, then I am totally fine with just going into next season with what we have right now. So this is actually an interesting veteran to keep in mind. There was some rumors about this at the deadline. Do we want to bring in Cameron Johnson as a new addition to this team and make him the vocal point off the bench? I don't hate the idea of that. We should be able to match salary by doing that. So Cameron Johnson is an interesting one. If we can't make this happen, though, I'm totally fine with, like I said, just going to the season with what we have. So it'd be Aaron Wiggins and also Isaiah Joe, or unless we can do this without trading Isaiah Joe, maybe, or something like that. So Wiggins, we need $9 million more in here, so Kenneth Williams could get it done, and probably Ousmane Deng probably could get this in there too. So something along the lines of this. So Wiggins, Kenneth Williams, and Ousmane Deng, we get Cameron Johnson, who's obviously a knockdown shooter. We also, yeah, so we'd probably have to do something like that. So would the Nets just go for this? They probably would. Straight up, I know the Nets were obviously asking for way more at the deadline. Maybe we give them this 70, maybe we give them this Nuggets pick or something like that, because the Nets were asking for so much. So Williams and Deng are just salary filler, but Deng could maybe become something for them. We get Cameron Johnson, Aaron Wiggins. It's tough to lose him, but I do like the idea of Cameron Johnson, and we will agree to that. So Cameron Johnson and also Mark Williams are our two new additions this offseason, which to me feels pretty good. So we'll see if that pushes us over the top to go win that championship like we're wanting to. But we'll have to see. We can look at the rotation all together right now. So proficiency, 4.5 balance, which is awesome. And now your bench should look pretty damn good with this. So Shea, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, Mark Williams, Cameron Johnson, Caruso, and Cason Wallace. And you could throw, obviously, Jalen Williams or AJ Mitchell in the rotation too. So yeah, looking pretty good. Or then Isaiah Joe. Yeah, Isaiah Joe should definitely get some minutes too. Yeah, I like that a lot. We'll see how the season goes. Obviously, expectation is bringing home a championship. Does Mark Williams and Cameron Johnson help us with that? We shall see. I'll see y'all at the end of year 2. Obviously, a devastating loss in round 2 last year. Hopefully this year, things will be much different. So Shea brings home another MVP, averaging 31 and 8, 50, almost 50, 40, 90 as well. Igor, Rookie of the Year in Brooklyn. Josh Giddey, 6-man in Phoenix. Giannis, Defensive Player. Ricochet, Most Improved. And Luka Doncic, Clutch Player. And Greg Popovich, Coach of the Year. So All-NBA first team, obviously for Shea. All-NBA second and All-NBA third team. We do get Chet making All-Defensive first team, which is awesome. And here's your All-Defensive second team, All-Rookie team, and All-Rookie second team. So we are the second seed in the West, which is great. So the Spurs get the number 1 seed. So Wembanyama, of course, is leading the Spurs to that. They have 31 from Shea, 20 from J-Dub, 19 from Chet, 13 from Cameron Johnson, 12 from Mark Williams with 9 rebounds. So we love the additions there, leading the way. Hartenstein is an expiring contract, isn't he? So, well, he's a team option, which if I had to guess, we probably will have to likely decline that, but I guess we'll see. It all depends. I guess we could choose between Mark Williams or Hartenstein if we wanted to, but the hope is everything we just did leads to a championship, because that is what the kind of time we're on, obviously. Bringing home a title to OKC. So we get to play the Kings in round 1. So obviously losing to this team in round 1 would be just horrible. So hopefully that does not happen and we sweep them. So good start. Now we draw Dallas, who gave us some issues last year, and this time they have a healthy Kyrie Irving. So who knows how this is going to go. Game 1 goes to Dallas. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4, man, the Dallas Mavericks are up 3-1 on us. So let's see if we can't come back in this series to tie this up and force a game 7. They're on our ankles, and they might take this one away from us. We go to overtime, and we barely hang on. So now we got to force a game 6 to happen, or we got to force a game 7, rather, in game 6. We have a lead right now, but can we hang on to it is the question. And we will, I think, hang on, and we're going to a game 7. So game 7 is indeed happening. And one thing we can also do, which I haven't done at this point, and let's go NAM rotation. So game 7, fingers crossed, because we've done everything to this point to get to where we are. Can we win at home in game 7 to get to the conference finals? Dallas is going to give us some issues here. It's a back and forth game thus far. It is very close, but we will have an 8-point lead with 3 minutes left. So hang on, and we're going to the finals. Oh my goodness, this is a 1-point game. We got to jump in and watch this. 115-116. I trust Shea to put us over the top here, but let's see. They have the ball as well, I believe. So let's see if this works out. Or no, we have the ball. We have the white jerseys on. Okay, so Chet's going to inbound it. We have possession, so please get the ball in bounds, and we're going to get it to Hartenstein. Shea has the ball. Shea is going to take it down to the basket, and he is going to just bully. Was that, oh, his cousin, Alexander Walker. Isn't that his cousin? That's funny. I thought that was PJ Washington for a second for some reason, but that makes it a 3-point game again. So really needed that from Shea, and the Mavericks will immediately call their second to last timeout. All right. Let's see how this goes. So Dallas is going to inbound the ball to anybody. They go to Alexander Walker. So Shea is going to be guarding Alexander Walker. And now Nickeil Alexander Walker is going to... Ooh, oh my goodness. Chet gambled. And Bobby Portis was left just wide open in the paint. Well, 1-point game again. Dallas doesn't even have Kyrie Irving on the floor. Or Anthony Davis. Like, we have to close this out. Shea mid-range. And it doesn't go down. 117 and 118. This would be a horrible loss. AD and Kyrie aren't even on the floor right now, which is just kind of weird to think about. All right, so Alexander Walker has the ball. They're going to go down to Bobby Portis again. This time, Chet holds his ground. He's going to get the board. Okay, 1-point game. They call free or the foul. That could have been scary had they made that, but oh my goodness. Okay, Chet, I need you to lock in. So this is going to make this hopefully 2-point game, and it is. Okay, so the Mavericks... I assume Kyrie and AD are both fouled out. Let's actually look at that because it's kind of wild that neither one of them are out here. So AD 6 fouls, I assume. Yeah, yes. And then Kyrie 6 fouls. So this is every opportunity to take advantage of this. We have to take advantage of those guys being fouled out. Now, they have the ball with 15 seconds left. Game 7. So this is going to be very scary. So Dallas is going to have it with Bobby Portis. Chet's guarding him. Gafford's probably about to give them a screen. Dude, if Bobby Portis hits us with a walk-off 3, I'm going to be so pissed. The Bobby Portis, 4 seconds left. That is deep. Chet, just stay. Dude, I swear. Did he tie? Did he just hit a 3 on us like that? Or is that a tie? Bro. No freaking shot. Oh, it was a 2. It was a 2. Well, still. I was like, it looked like he stepped over the line, but I wouldn't be surprised if they called it a 3. So it was a 2 to force overtime. So again, we're in overtime with no AD or Kyrie. Obviously, I'm not going to watch the whole overtime. Let's start the simcast. We get to win the inbound. Dude, we have to win this. We can't possibly lose to the Mavericks with no Kyrie or Anthony Davis on the floor right now. So it's a 30. I'm going way too fast. Okay. And we will hang on. 133 137. Wow, that was very scary, but thankfully walk away victorious. That could have went drastically wrong, but it didn't, thankfully. And now we draw the team that really killed us last year in the Timberwolves. So we'll see if we can take them down. They have Leonard Miller starting at power forward, it looks like, which is interesting. Yeah, that's their starting power forward. All right, well, here we go. Game 1 goes to us. Beat them pretty badly, too. Game 2, 2-0. This time, it's going well so far. They even it up, though. Okay, so Game 5... in OKC to take the 3-2 lead. I'm not trying to go back to Minnesota with a 3-2 lead for them, and it's looking okay so far, but they're on our tail, and they're going to steal it from us, man. 133 to 128. Okay. Well, game 6 on the road, and they start off hot. We got to wake up here if we have any chance. We're going to lose. We're getting blown out by Minnesota again. So Minnesota has our number. We have some tough decisions to make this offseason, too. The 111 to 129. Minnesota continues to own us, and they go on to win the championship. So we cannot beat the Timberwolves for whatever reason. I feel like we have the roster to do it. It just isn't working that way. So for the lottery, we have the 2nd overall pick via the Philadelphia 76ers, which is wild to think about. We get to add, and then we have the 13th pick via the Clippers. That's 2 lottery picks. Also have Houston's pick, and then Bulls have number 1, Knicks via Washington. And then usually I have to fix, and then we have 6 via Utah, which of course is not true. So I have to send that away. I'll fix the next pick as well. But number 2 overall, I do believe is in fact true. If I'm not, actually, it may not be true. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into that too. But do I hire a new head coach potentially? Like, does that save anything? I don't know. Maybe we bring in Joe Mazzulla, and that would solve all. Nope, he's not going to sign that. Never mind. So we're not bringing in Joe Mazzulla. I thought he would. Billy Donovan, no. Charles Lee, no. Christie, I mean. Kind of has some success. That sounded like I said something else for a second. I guess we'll go Will Hardy. I don't know. Not saying it's going to fix anything. Mazzulla does, in fact, reject our offer, which, whatever. Screw you then. All right, well, let me fix these draft picks, and let me double check this Philadelphia pick does, in fact, belong to us, because having the 2nd overall pick in this draft... Wait, this is the Depanza draft, isn't it? Or did I load the wrong draft class? Did I load the wrong draft class? No, we're in 2026. What am I talking about? So we're chilling. Okay, well... we go out with Boozer or Debanza, so that's cool. If we get to keep this pick, though, we'll double check on that. So unfortunately, that pick is top 4 protected in 2026 for the Philadelphia 76ers, so we do not get to keep it. So instead, we'll have 13 and 17. So we'll soon get this lottery pick in 17, but most likely these guys will obviously not play this year. There's just too much good depth for us right now. And we got some tough decisions to make. So Micah and then Bryson Tilling. Give me Bryson, I guess. Okay, so that will be our draft. So 2 guys being brought in. So welcome to OKC, both of you. And we can two-way the last guy. So now we have to think about this. Do we want to bring in Isaiah Hartenstein or do we want to lose Lou Dort? I know Lou Dort's one of our best perimeter defenders, but one thing that does scare me is he did regress. Maybe we can sign him for cheaper. Do we sign Hartenstein back? I don't know. Let's decline both of them for now, and we'll see if we can re-sign them to cheaper offers maybe. Like, we can maybe do that. That could help out. We will accept Casey Wallace, though. So qualifying offers, Mark Williams, Chet, Jalen Williams, and AJ Mitchell. I don't even think it's going to be possible to bring back AJ Mitchell. He usually asks for quite a bit of money. He didn't even play for us last year anyway, so we won't let him, we won't bring him back. Now, as I said, tough decisions are about to be made. So let's see. So Lou Dort will sign for probably cheaper. J-Dub and Chet, no brainer. And Hartenstein will sign for a little bit cheaper too. And Mark Williams, I mean, we can wait to see if we match his contract. Jalen Williams will not bring back. So let's start, of course, with the no-brainer. So we can bring back Jalen Williams and Chet, no-brainer. That's obviously going to be the case. So those guys will be brought back. Not even a second thought. Now, Lou Dort has no offers. Hartenstein would sign for what? 20 million on the dot. So let's see if we can get him for like 18.5 for 2 more years. And then Mark Williams remains restricted. So let's sign those 3 guys. Lou Dort, I'm still interested too. And I'm still interested in Mark Williams as well. So I think we can actually make this work. So these are looking good. Now, Lou Dort, we'll have to keep some tabs on, but we can get him for a little bit cheaper too. So yeah, we should still be good. So 2-year deal for him. So that should all be brought in. And then Mark Williams, we can wait to kind of see what his offer becomes. But we can bring him back. So he will be signed, and we're going to be well over the second apron now. But we're trying to win a championship. So what can you do, right? So Caruso, Cameron Johnson, and then obviously we'll have some salary be freed up too in the future when Cameron Johnson and Cameron Johnson's contract come off the books, so that's fine. That'll free up a little bit of money, but we have quite a bit of money right now. So we'll wait on Mark Williams to we'll renounce obviously Jalen Williams, AJ Mitchell, and these 2 guys. They're not coming back. So Mark Williams is the only one we're going to wait on. We're going to take this to the last day of free agency and try to give him like a 3-year deal to be our backup 5 going forward to continue to stay here in OKC. So let's see what his offer could be now. So let's say we do 3 years, and can we do like 20 million on the dot? Would he do that? It looks like he would. So that looks pretty good. Player progression. Chet is up. Cameron Johnson is down. Isaiah Joe is up. And then Dylan Jones, which I believe is one of OKC's picks. Yeah, one of their picks in 2024 is up to 75. So that's intriguing. Maybe we move him to small forward in the future. So this is all looking good, but it has not resulted in a championship just yet. Maybe at the deadline, we move Chet back to the 5 and trade for a power forward with Hartenstein's salary or something along the lines of that. We can explore every opportunity in the world to do that because obviously, like I said, we're trying to bring a championship here, and Minnesota has been the team that stopped us both times. We got to find a way to get better than them. We remain a 4.5 proficiency with this lineup. So here is what it will look like. So we have Shea, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet, Hartenstein, Mark Williams, Casey Wallace, Caruso, Cameron Johnson, and that leaves like Isaiah Joe, Mikael Brown out of rotation for now. If I do stop the deadline to trade for a power forward rather than playing Chet at the 4, or maybe even a center upgrade if we decide to do that too, if we want to go that direction. So whichever way we go, if I stop at the deadline to do something along the lines of that, I will show you guys. I kind of have a little bit of an idea of something we could do, but again, it'll all depend on what's available at the deadline. So I am stopped at the trade deadline as I am looking to potentially offload Isaiah Hartenstein. We have to keep in mind we are over the second apron by a landslide, so we can't do anything too crazy here. But the Pelicans are offering me Herb Jones for Isaiah Hartenstein, which I don't hate the idea of. Or there's also Asar Thompson and Brogdon, which is kind of interesting too. So which one would we rather have is the question. I think I'd rather have Herb Jones, who just has a little bit more of a 3-point shot. So Herb Jones has been kind of my friend lately as far as trades in 2K are concerned, but I like the idea of this. So we're going to make Herb Jones part of this team, and then we're going to move Chet back to the 5 now, and now it'll have Chet and Herb Jones as kind of that rotation. So you'll have Shea, Casey Wallace, Jalen Williams, Herb Jones, Chet Holmgren, Mark Williams, Caruso, and then Cameron Johnson, Lou Dort. So it actually puts Casey Wallace in the starting 2 spot, which I guess is fine. Having a good season there. So we'll see how it goes. We can also move Herb Jones to the 3, and we all know he would go up like crazy if we moved him there. So maybe we can do that too. So yeah, he's up to an 86 at that point. So maybe that puts Cameron Johnson in. Whatever we want to do. A number of different options. But hopefully, no matter what, this team can go win a championship this year. I told you my goal was to win 2. Clearly, that's not going to happen. Hopefully, we can just win at least 1 championship. So hopefully, it's this year where that happens for us. So another MVP for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but it has not led to a championship just yet. What sucks is if we had the Philadelphia pick, we could have drafted AJ DeBanza because he failed at the 2nd overall selection, but obviously it was protected, so we couldn't keep it. But I am hoping and praying that this is the year we can go win it all because we've been super close, but it has not worked out in our favor. So first in the Western Conference this year, and Minnesota's on their side as the 2nd seed. So you had, whoops, didn't mean to click Y, but here are your player stats. So you had 31 from Shai, 22 from Jalen Williams, and 22 from Chet, 13.5 and 8.5 from Mark Williams, 9.5 from Johnson, 9 from Case Wallace, 8 from Lou Dort, 8 from Herb Jones, and 6 from Caruso. We have quite a bit of interesting perimeter defenders on this team, which is awesome. But does it lead to a championship? Let's see. We draw the Clippers in round 1. Same thing as usual. It would be embarrassing if we found a way to lose to the safe seed. Okay, well, as I'm saying that, we almost just blew a 3-0 lead. So what the hell is going on right now? So let's fix rotation, and let's please lock in for Game 7. We were just up 3-0, sweat-free. And now we have a Game 7 where the Clippers are going to try to get revenge for what we did to them in the Paul George trade. But thankfully, they are going to hold off. So now Minnesota and Dallas, the 2 teams that have annoyed me throughout this video so far on the other side. But first, we got to deal with the Grizzlies who have John Morant, Randall, Desmond Bane. So they don't have Jaren Jackson anymore. So let's go game by game here to give the Grizzlies some respect. They even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And it's not Minnesota. Is Dallas if we can win, and we will. Okay, so we're back in the conference finals. We got Atlanta and Brooklyn on the other side. So Dallas Mavericks. Now, we did get kind of lucky last time with AD and Kyrie fouling out. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. They have they have Herb Jones, Jalen Williams starting together, which I don't mind. So Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good, but this is where they're going to even it up, aren't they? Yep, there it is. I think that's how it started last time, too. They want to fix rotations. They want Jalen Williams, Cameron Johnson, Chet. Okay, so that's fine too. Okay, Game 6, or Game 5 rather, at home in OKC. Do not go down 3-2, please. This should be our year to get it done. We don't have to deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got to win this one, and of course we will not. We're down 3-2. So, I can't believe this has been such a struggle with the Thunder, but that's just how it is in 2K, I've noticed. So, can we come out here and win Game 6 to force a Game 7? And it's looking okay right now as long as we hang on. And we will. 125 to 121. 32 from Shai, 26 from Chet, 25 from Jalen Williams, and 23 from Mark Williams. So Game 7 to get to the finals. Please come out storming hot. And it's going to be a start for them for the lead. But we take it. Now, can we end off with the lead here? It's going to be in our favor towards the end. And we will win after being down 3-2. Now we get to deal with the Nets, who have Igor, and they have Sexton, Cameron Thomas, Bobby Portis, who hit a game winner. Well, not a game winner, but to tie it last year. I mean, this team, in theory, doesn't look like they should beat us, but Brooklyn, we discussed this many of times, like, they're a sneaky good in the 2K sim, and I'm not sure why, but they are, so we'll see how it goes. Game 1, I rest my case. They win Game 1. Okay, can we even the series, please? Okay, we do. Okay, so it's 2-2 now. I was like, damn, we're really about to get swept by the Nets right now, aren't we? So now, Game 5 at home in OKC. Can we come out here and win and take the 3-2 lead over the Nets? They're on our tails, but we will hang on. 123-152. So can we win Game 6 or are we going to a Game 7? Game 7 is indeed happening. So now we got a whole rotation to fix. This is the rotation rock with for Game 7. Just please make it close at least. Like, don't get blown out. That's all I'm asking for. So, or blow them out. I'd be fine with that too. And this, the close game in the fourth quarter. 5-point game, 7-point game. And are they going to beat us here, aren't they? Wait a minute. Wait. Just get back in the game, man. Damn. How is this Nets team beating us, bro? Ah, that's so frustrating. I thought this was our year. 139-126. I think we got to run it back one more year. And we'll end it off on that. So I don't think I'll be doing much this offseason other than maybe we'll have some draft picks fall to us, of course. Which actually we do not. We have the 15th pick. That's about it. So Gonna see you guys in the playoffs next year, and then we'll end it off on that note, regardless of what happens. We probably won't bring back Cameron Johnson because the team's just getting too expensive. So we'll see how it goes, though, at the end of next year. Second seed in the West this time around, and here were your player stats. So once again, Shea, Chet, J-Dub all leading the way, which is as expected. But can we put it all together and finally bring a championship to OKC to end things off? So we draw Denver in round 1. It's only current round against the Nuggets, and we beat them in 5. And now we draw the team that's been giving us issues. We have to deal with them last year. We deal with them this time, so here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to us, so better start than it's been lately. They even it up, though. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us, and we will beat them in 5. Let's go. We finally take care of the Timberwolves, and now we draw the Rockets. So a little bit of a different team we haven't had to deal with yet. They have Boogie Flan, Jalen Green, Şengün, Amin Thompson. Game 1 goes to us. So far, this has been better than the last brackets we've had. We're up 3-1, and we will beat them in 5. So just like that, back in the finals. We were this close last year, and we take care of business this time. We get to draw the Raptors, who are another team that has quite a bit of success in the 2K sim. As we even the series, they're up 2-1, and we go up 3-2. We're down 3-2. So down to 3-2 in the NBA Finals. Are we going to lose in the finals twice in a row? That would be devastating. Or are we going to force a Game 7? So Game 7 is going to happen. So, all right, we're not dead yet. Game 7 to end the video off with a bang and a championship. We lost in Game 7 last year. This time we have the lead, but they might get back in it. Okay, so we have a good lead in the 4th quarter. As long as we don't blow this massive lead, we're bringing home a championship to OKC. And that is why OKC is disrespected in 2K, man. Shea is your finals MVP. Honestly, though, I don't mind it too much because the Thunder used to just dominate me every time I did a rebuild. But now they just aren't good in the sim. I don't know why. That's just how it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video regardless. I know the Thunder did not need a video, but I still had fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Have a great weekend. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.